My production company, Film Lab, hosted a 1-minute film festival. All right, we're about to go on. Here we go.
All right, what's up, gang? Here we go. This is it.
I want to walk you guys through what it actually took to pull off this event. The difficulties that we ran into, the learning experiences we had, but overall the real intention behind everything we did. And if you stick around to the end, you're gonna see 4 of our award-winning films, and one of them in particular was a fan favorite, and I think you're gonna love it. Until then, let's roll the intro.
Lab takes take 1, soft sticks mark.
Ever since becoming a filmmaker, and really for as long as I can remember, I've loved bringing people together. And I love creating an environment that's not too cool, it's not a cool kids club, and that was our goal with this film festival. To create a space where people, whether they were experts and had been doing this for a long time, or individuals who were creating their first films ever, felt like they had the opportunity to be able to submit and be a part of their first film festival. When sitting down, our team came up with the name Sub 60 Second Film Festival, which is exactly what it sounds like. We wanted all the films to be less than 1 minute long, creating a very low stakes environment where everyone felt like they could contribute and be a part of it. My cousin Josh is an insane designer. He went to work on branding, building out an extra web page, and we went to work finding the location, building out the requirements. We were so excited, we decided to plan it in December, which we thought would be the perfect time. Everybody's wrapping up client projects, everybody's gonna be getting ready to go home for the holidays. That ended up being the hard part. Our team at Film Lab was absolutely slammed with client projects, which made it very difficult for us to create our own films, which we wanted to. And overall, everyone was reaching out saying, hey, look, I'm running out of time. I have this really good idea. I wanna pull it off. Is there any way we can get more time? And so with all of those things kind of stacked up against us, we decided, let's pull the plug and postpone the event. Postponing the event did kill our momentum a little bit, but we were still determined to make this happen. We announced a new date of March 19th for the film festival. We blasted out to our community, and boy, did you guys respond. We got a bunch of different submissions from each of the 3 prompts, which were What Sad Feels Like, Left Behind, and Near Life Experience. It went a lot smoother than we anticipated. We were able to have great custom awards. We brought in some incredible sponsors like Nanlite, Holdland, and Boundary. Our friends at Moto Studios calmed the entire space so everybody was able to come and just have good vibes and be together in one big old room. And it ended up being everything we could have hoped for. We had individuals who had made many films in the past who were very obviously experts in their field who told beautiful stories, while we had others who it was one of their first or second films they'd ever created. And it was something where they were able to get up there, share their work, and be applauded for. And for those of you who couldn't come, I'm sorry, but the good news is we are gonna have another one coming this fall. Stay tuned for details on that. But until then, if you wanna get a little bit of a glimpse of what it was like actually being there for the film festival, watching the films, I wanted to bring in 4 of the finalists to talk about their film, some of the inspiration behind it, how they went about filming it, and then actually show you guys the finished pieces. So first up, let's interview Ethan Berkey about his film, Stay Sharp. Ethan, welcome. Thanks for coming out, bro. And again, thank you so much for submitting your film to our little festival.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
it was a small crowd. We had like 100 people, but it felt big because it was packed in that space. And what I loved about your film was how anxiety invoking it was. And I wanted to dive in and hear a little bit about what was kind of the inspiration behind the film. Like how did you approach it?
So the inspiration for the film is the day previous, I was just washing the dishes and literally just thought of like, if I put a knife up in the in the tray. Like, what are the odds somebody could fall on that? Like, I've
That could be catastrophic.
yeah. So my dad always taught us to put like the knives up so they'd wash better. There's always that chance, you know? So I don't know. It just came into my head the day before and I was like, that would be something really easy to make. So the next day I just invited my friend over and we just shot it.
And I mean, it was shot so well. Like the scene, like the location, just what was that place, man? Like it was so like weird, rundown, unique. I don't know. Where
That is actually where I live, and that is our kitchen.
Then I'm sorry for saying that.
Okay.
That's so funny.
It's under construction, so it does really bring in a grungy look.
Yeah,
so,
kind of chaotic environment. It was interesting.
like a Fight Club type looking kitchen, you know.
So Zane, your film was by and far one of the best edits there was. Just the creativity behind it, it was so apparent. And so when we were kind of going through and saying, all right, who's going to win the award for the best edit? It was obvious it was yours.
Oh,
and
thank
so
you.
within that, kind of what was your favorite frame or moment from the film?
I mean, my favorite moment is just this stare of disbelief, like this moment of, and I was trying to get to it without being like overacting, you know, because I was also the star in it, you know, so I was like trying to figure that out, but it was like, okay, would you just be in complete shock of what's happened, you know? So that moment where I'm staring at myself, the person or the thing that took over my body, you know, kind of just gives this small smirk. It's just like, oh. Anyway, so
That's haunting, man.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, so yeah, that I think would probably be my favorite moment there.
Okay, so Austin, I'm so glad that you're here, and 100% your film earned the award that it got, which was cinematography. Best
Thank you.
cinematography. It was so clean. It looked like an actual Apple commercial. So well done, bro. I love that.
I appreciate it.
What would you say was the hardest part of pulling off this production?
Just getting it done in time. And we were also on a trip with Film Lab. We were doing a little Kanab getaway, and Mike's car broke down. And so I was like an hour too late. And so I had a great production crew, amazing DP. Everyone like came together and they started filming. And I'm like texting them like directions while I'm on my way back, giving them phone calls. So they helped me pull it off. That was the hardest thing, but it's a short film. It's 1 minute. Like, don't stress about it. And so that was my whole thought process is just, let's just get it done. It's my first one, and then we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, but I mean, your first one out the gate was phenomenal. We all really enjoyed it.
Down here.
Whoa, what the?
I have drinks and snacks. They come with the room.
So you can talk. You work here.
Yes, but that's not important. It's my last day, and I told myself the last person to check in today would hear my confession.
Your confession?
Yes, I steal names, women's names. Only the ones that I love.
You steal women's names.
I steal the names and they become a part of me. It's something I do because a human woman would never love me.
Let's say you're trying to steal a name. What does that look like? What is the process of going through and stealing a name?
Sorry to bother you. Drinks and snacks come with the room.
Thanks.
Garrett, welcome on, dude. Thanks for making the time to come out here and talk about your film that you and Jordan both kind of co-directed and wrote together. Really, like, I've always been impressed with your creativity and the things that you do. You know, very talented as an artist. So for you and your awesome team to be able to take the time and say, hey, I think this film festival thing's kind of fun. I want to get involved. And for you guys to come in, go so hard and smash it like you did. Obviously, you guys won the grand prize for a reason. It was just the humor, the writing, the whole approach was really interesting. So anyway, I just want to say thanks for coming on, dude. Thanks for being part of it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was fun.
Talk to me about the inspiration, because that's such an abstract, interesting idea.
Came from a short story from this guy, Haruki Murakami. He's a Japanese author. And listened to this one short story that's called Confessions of a Shinagawa Monkey, and told Jordan about it. And I was like, let me tell you about this weird story. It's this monkey, dude, and he steals women's names for this kind of pseudo, sexual gratification. And Jordan was like, that's pretty bizarre. And we just kind of went with it.
I love it. Well,
yeah,
you guys did a fantastic job. I
Thanks.
love you, but I'm going to kick you out of that chair.
Okay.
Let's
all
get
right.
Jordan on in
Hey,
here, dude. This is the freaking writer and the talent, bro.
Here we are, man.
Oh man, you were so great in that. Talk about where you got the raccoon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's like kind of an elephant in the room. Like, how'd you do that?
I think originally we were trying to get a monkey. And so I was like, it'd be funny if we had like a taxidermy monkey, just something that like was a little cursed. It just looked a little off. And so we were looking at that. And so I came home and I was telling my wife about it. And I was like, we're making this like weird short story. It's got like a monkey in it, but I don't know if we can get a monkey. Like, what else could we do? And she's like, oh, my dad has like a taxidermy raccoon we could use. It's in my basement. I'm like, what are you talking about? So my father-in-law does taxidermy on the side, had a pet raccoon that died and just decided to immortalize him in this this stuffing. And so I was like, that's perfect. Raccoon, it's devious. He can steal stuff. So I was like, he can be a little bandito stealing names. I was like, it's perfect. So I talked to Garrett about it, showed him the raccoon, and I feel like it just adds. It's like, what is this thing? Like, it looks like a real, because it is a real raccoon. So it's just kind of fun to have that prop really like elevate the production.
All right, guys, tell me you did not absolutely love that last film. When we announced that it was the best overall, that it won the grand prize, you should have heard the room just erupt. Everyone was so excited. Loved that piece. Great job to Garrett and the entire team. And really great job to every single person who submitted. And again, it reminded us that what we're trying to do is we are trying to make art. And part of creating art is actually putting it out there and sharing it with people. If you want to be the first to know when we release new details on this upcoming film festival that we're holding in the fall, then hit the link below the like button to subscribe to our newsletter, where you're going to hear updates about our company, Film Lab, what we're up to, productions we're working on, and ultimately our next film festival that we're hosting this fall. Overall, I just want you guys to know we really appreciate you. We appreciate this community, and y'all really showed up for this one. Excited to see you in the next.